Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional lands of the Catawba, the Kiwi, and the Sugary peoples. My name is Cosette, and I am serving this morning as the worship assistant for Reverend Dr. Amy. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming community and promote diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community to all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all of our visitors and our members, welcome. We are glad that you are here, whether with us in person or online. Your presence, as always, is a gift to us. We have a few announcements this morning. Our Deck the Halls event will happen immediately after church today, and we have special activities for children and folks of all ages. Please stay and join us. You may know this, but we have an excellent care team for our congregation, and Anne is one of the co-leads, and she's going to share with us a little bit about that.
Good morning, everybody. I am one of the leads for the care team, along with Diane Labovitz, who's a member of the Salisbury gathering. We're taking a few minutes this morning to let you know more about the care team and what we do. The other members of our team are Angela Keller, Arna Hesse, and Val Whitfield. Michelle Murphy, who was lead for the care team for a very long time, I know all of you remember Michelle, who was here, wrote these words about our team. A basic core value of any congregation is its willingness to care for others. When we are challenged by an illness, loneliness, or life changes that burden our hearts, a relationship with a genuinely caring person can lessen the burden. When a friend reaches out to fill the empty space with an extended hand and a willingness to listen, a bridge is built. The empty space is not so empty, and the pain is lessened. The care team works with Reverend Amy to identify people in our congregation who need some extra support, and then find ways we can reach out with love and compassion. We might help organize meals for someone dealing with an illness, provide support for a memorial service, send cards, or make phone calls to people who are having a challenging time, among other things. We are honored to provide support for our friends here at the church. Please reach out to Reverend Amy or one of us if you know about a need or have one yourself. This is one of the best ways we can live out our values as a UU, and you can contact Amy directly with using email joysandconcerns.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Anne. Our shared plate partner this month is Beloved Asheville, and Reverend Amy will now step forward and share some information about that organization.
So as you probably know, at the first Sunday of each month, we highlight what our shared plate partner will be. And often we will have someone who is from the organization who will come and share with us. Obviously, Beloved Asheville, it's a little bit further away than what we normally do for a shared plate partner. I am fortunate to know a few people who were involved in its inception, and so I'd like to share more information with you at this time about that organization. So it began with a small group of people in 2009, people who believed that we need each other and that we can do far more together than we can alone. Their shared values began with a focus on community, listening and walking with friends and neighbors, working together towards solutions based on the assets of the Asheville area. Now, from that small seed, thousands came bringing their energy, their gifts, their hopes, and their dreams. It's grown into a powerhouse organization which is making a major difference in Western North Carolina. It focuses on areas of food access, deeply affordable housing, racial equity, health care on the streets, cultural celebrations, enrichment, and school supplies for children. Beloved Asheville works to create home, health, equity, and opportunity for all in their mountain home. They recognize that these focus areas are fundamental to building a just and equitable society. Now, since Hurricane Helene has devastated that area, Beloved Asheville has refocused and reshifted a bit to focus on building and providing essential aid and shelter while plotting a course for ongoing cleanup, long-term housing solutions, and inclusive growth within the community. I do encourage you to check out their website. It gives a lot more information, and it's belovedasheville.com. And their values align so perfectly with our values as you use, and it's a wonderful organization making a huge difference in the mountain area.
Thank you, Reverend Amy. Our annual town hall meeting is in 1 week from today, starting at 12:30, so after the service, but giving you enough time to get your coffee and snacks here at the University Gathering. You may attend in person or online. Everyone is invited and members may vote. Please make plans to attend. We are very happy to announce that all 28 tags have been taken from the giving tree. Please put the gifts for your child under the tree no later than December 8th, next Sunday. Be sure to attach the tag to your gift so the right child gets it. I see that there's some already packages that are out there. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you are on our email list, please check your monthly newsletters and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
Hear now these words written by Linda Barnes. Suspended between all that was and all that might be, we struggle to find this very moment, to live this very moment. Let us sit together for a moment and savor this moment. Let us relish this between time where past meets future. Let us harbor a faith that reminds us that right now, right here, is enough. Please join me now in singing the words to Lighting Our Chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our call to worship, which is found in our bulletin. Come into this presence, be here now.
Come into this presence, rest in this space, present in the heart of who you are.
You are welcome. You are safe. All that you are, the good, the ugly, the yet to be. This moment, this time together is all. We are present to ourselves. We are present to each other. We are present to the divine light within each one of us. May it be so. Our opening hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 123, Spirit of Life, and we will sing it through twice. Please be seated, and I invite any little ones to please come join us for time with Miss Madia.
Thank you. I have somebody helping me out today. She wanted to sit in my lap, so I have a little assistant today. So this morning, I wanted to talk to you all about the gifts that we already have. So last week was Thanksgiving, and I'm sure you ate a whole bunch of really good food. Harley, did you eat anything yummy for Thanksgiving? Yeah, what'd you eat? I love mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. Got it. Someone is naughty. But Thanksgiving is really exciting because it kicks off the rest of our holiday season. Throughout the month of December, we're getting ready to celebrate time with our friends and with our family, and we have a lot of really exciting things going on, and we're decorating our homes, and we're putting up lights and Christmas trees if you celebrate Christmas like I do. And sometimes, when we're going through all this rush of the holidays, we forget about the gifts we already have because we're thinking about the gifts we're getting ready to give people. We might be thinking about gifts we're wanting to receive, but it's really important to stop and take some time and think about what we already have. So I have today these magical glasses. And when you put on these magical glasses, you can see the gifts you already have. Harley, how about you try? Put on those magical glasses. We have our magical glasses, and when I put them on, I see some new faces today that I haven't gotten to see up here before during Time for All Ages, and that's such a gift. And I look around and I see all of these great, welcoming, friendly faces who I know are always here on Sundays, and they're so helpful and they're so kind. Harley, what gifts can you think of?
We have Demon. It's very spooky. It's for my birthday.
Yeah. a really great sweatshirt on? That's a great gift. Our homes can be really great gifts. Our friends can be really great gifts. So as we go through this holiday season, when you start getting overwhelmed with all of the things going on, put on your magical glasses and think about what you have already. Think you could do that for me, Harley? I think you can. Awesome, thank you so much. At this time, if we have any youth or children with us today, we are going to go across the hall to do some RE, while our littlest ones go back to the nursery. All right, let's go.
And I know all of us are thankful for such beautiful little faces that we get to see here today. So we are now entering our time for ritual and sacred sharing, where we share joys and sorrows, concerns and milestones. So this week we first light a candle for the new chalice that we dedicated today at the Salisbury Gathering at our early worship service. Kyla, one of our members who is a very gifted potter, created it. It is stunning. We will be emailing out pictures so everyone can see it who's on our email list. It was a wonderful time of celebration and dedication this morning. We also light a candle for Rhiannon. Rhiannon had a scheduled outpatient surgery this past Wednesday, is doing well. Her husband's taking good care of her. We light a candle for Paula, who's with us this morning. I saw somewhere, right? Okay. And she is going to have a knee replacement surgery this week, and so we want to help continue holding her in the light. We light a candle for Sue E., who is having foot surgery this week. We light a candle for everyone who's been impacted by Hurricane Helene and the ongoing recovery efforts. For the immediate relief of the people of Gaza. For all areas of violence around the world, including Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the war in Ukraine. For our country, that people will come together with love, compassion, and justice. Now at this time, you are invited to come forward as you feel called to do so. I invite you to come forward along the far wall. You may fill out a prayer card and place it on the prayer stand. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, or you may place a stone in our shared water. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. At this time, we will have a period of silence for rest, meditation, or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, and then I invite us to settle into our seats and to slow our breathing and to focus on being fully present in this moment, in this time of meditation. Now, it might be helpful for you to think of a word or phrase that you can kind of breathe in and breathe out. A phrase that can help you focus on being present. Perhaps you might breathe in the word here and breathe out the word here. Or breathe in and out the word now, or the word present. Just some way to help us be present, connected with this moment in time.
these words from Rainier Maria Rilke from 9th Duino Elegy. Here is the time for telling. Here is its home. Speak and make known. More and more the things we could experience are lost to us, replaced by mindless doing. Words from Thich Nhat Hanh. Our practice is always to resurrect ourselves, going back to the mind and the body with the help of mindful breathing and walking. This will produce our true presence in the here and now. Then we can become alive again. We will be like dead people reborn. We are free from the past. We are free from the future.
Now, some of you are aware that I'm an Asheville native. I grew up in that area and then lived there as an adult for a number of years. And back when I used to live there, I always loved to go places and listen to live music. Of course, the live music scene is a lot bigger than it was back when I was living there. But one of my favorite places to go to many years ago was this wonderful small venue called Be Here Now. Be Here Now. Now, it closed down about 20 years ago, but it was a great place to be. And out of curiosity, I got online to see who might be talking about it. And there was a massive Reddit thread about people remembering Be Here Now. It was a wonderful gathering spot for the community. We didn't just come there for live music, but we would also come for other forms of celebration and joy. And of course, anytime we had the live music there and the concerts, small concerts there, it was a place of sacred connection for people. Standing in that space, surrounded by music, feeling it throughout our entire bodies, everyone singing the same song with joy and with feeling. How could we be present anywhere but in that very moment? Be Here Now is a great way to talk about music, but it is also a profound statement about how we can be present to ourselves. Now, the theme for the month of December is presence. Now, it's Presence, in case anyone's thinking presents like giving a gift. So, presence can have so many different layers. And of course, we will be exploring those in the coming Sundays. But the foundational aspect of presence is being present to ourselves, to that inner divine light. We are all called to be here now, to be fully present to ourselves in this very moment. Now, we all know this is a lot easier said than done, okay? And even as we had our time of silence and I was asking everyone to be present, I did pretty well for a little bit, and then I started thinking, oh, I need to make sure I do that today. Oh, I need to do this today. You know, we all do that. There has been so much research in our society in the recent decades, so much written about how our attention spans, the attention span of modern people in the West, is a lot less than it was prior to the advent of modern technology. Now, you might not be aware that even until about 100 years ago, an average sermon would go about 2 hours. You might be grateful that I'm not going to talk for 2 hours. I'm grateful I'm not going to talk for 2 hours. So, it's hard to focus for such a long period of time. Now, we talk about multitasking as if it were a great gift, but the research has shown that actually we can only focus on one thing at a time. And when we're multitasking, we might be focusing on one thing for 10 seconds and then another thing for another 10 seconds or 20 seconds. It's a form of distracted working. And think about how many of us scroll on our phones while we're watching TV. I was doing that last night and finding out what Ann's cats were up to with the Christmas tree. So watching some baking shows and thought, oh, her cats are acting up. You know, how many of us will read a book while the TV is on in the background? Or perhaps listen to music or podcast while we're out taking a walk in nature. Now, I'm not saying that these are bad things. What I am trying to say is that the way our society is structured teaches us to live in a distracted way. And that makes it a lot more difficult to be present to ourselves, to be here now. So what are some ways that we can be more fully present to ourselves and to that inner divine light? About 10 years ago, Buddhist teacher Jack Pentracker wrote an article where he identified 4 different kinds of presence: therapeutic, joyful, mindful, and active. Now, how can these types of presence enhance our own spiritual journey? Now, therapeutic presence doesn't mean you absolutely have to be working with a therapist on this. Therapists are wonderful and they can help us so much in our lives in so many ways. But therapeutic presence is something all of us can do, and it focuses on not letting an obsession with issues from the past or worries about the future overwhelm our lives. When we're too fully in the past, too fully in the future, it's really hard to be present in this moment. Now, it might be an interesting practice for us to take an average day and write down how many times in that average day we spend rethinking something that has happened in the past. Perhaps even anger or frustration over a past event. Now, this does not mean that we should ignore or, just totally forget about the past. We need to learn from our past in healthy ways and let it enrich our lives today. But that's a different thing from obsessing over something that is over and done and letting it go. And perhaps on that flip side of paper, we could write down how many times during the day we spend worrying about something that's going to happen in the future, or we think is going to happen. Now, for me, I'd probably need several sheets of paper because I am highly skilled at worrying or thinking about what might happen in the future. So thus, I've read a lot about, worrying. And I remember years ago reading that 90% of what we worry about never actually happens. Wow, think about that. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't need to prepare for our future and have a plan. If we don't, there's lots of things that are going to happen. If we don't plan, prepare for the future, we're not going to have food in our homes that we can prepare to eat, have clean clothes to wear, all these kind of things that we need to do in our daily lives. But worrying about the future, catastrophizing over things that might never actually happen, certainly will prevent us from being present to ourselves in the here and now. I know this is an extra challenge for us in our society today. when we hear about so many things that might happen, changes politically that will impact us and so many others in some significant ways. It's a balance to think about how we can be prepared, plan, strategize for the future, but not spend our time catastrophizing or worrying over things which are beyond our control in that very present moment. So therapeutic presence, letting go of the past or worry for the future. Our second type of way that we can be here now is joyful presence. Now, during this season, people often think about joy and they just think of, oh, it means lots of happy things, right? But true joy actually means that we are completely present in that moment and that we find joy in it. Now, if you like writing things down, you might want to take a piece of paper and write down all the little ways that you find joy during the day. I certainly would write down being present with some of those just amazing children here in our church today, and their smiles, their interactions. It might be that we take an extra moment to notice and appreciate the bird outside our window and find joy in that. It might mean that we take an extra moment to appreciate the taste of what we eat or drink. During the fellowship time after our early service, I had some hot tea that someone gave me that was constant comment, which is one I love. And I tried to take a moment, instead of thinking, okay, I need to get on the highway and get down to Charlotte, I had to take a moment to think, oh, I love this tea. I'm grateful for the person who prepared it and gave it to me. Joy is everywhere, in the mundane, in the things that we so often take for granted or don't even notice. So we are called to be here now, to connect with those moments of joy. We can also be here now with mindful presence. Now, mindful presence means that we choose in that moment how we will make sense of the world. That's a moment of choice when we have mindful presence. We connect with our soul, with what is the reason for our existence. Why do we choose to do what we do in our lives? Why do we choose to live as we do? Now, as we know that love is always at the center. That is a core part of our values. Being mindfully present means that we connect with love. We focus on love. We choose love no matter what we encounter. It may be something big, maybe some little irritation. But every day, as we are present in that moment, we choose love. Because that's the core of who we are. That's how we connect with that divine light within each one of us. So lastly, we can be here now with active presence. An active presence really just means that we bring all three of these other things, therapeutic and joyful and mindful presence, together. It means that we remember these three things and we actively work to live our lives that way. Actful presence means that we practice therapeutic presence by focusing our attention on that moment. Not on the past or the future, but letting go of those things. We practice joyful presence by reacting to what is immediately before us. A laugh, a smile, a beautiful thing in nature. And we practice mindful presence by choosing how we respond to what is present before us and the greater meaning in this world, because that is our soul's journey. We embody be here now with focusing on the present, reacting, noticing the present, and choosing love in that present moment. I'll say that again. We embody be here now with focusing on the present, reacting to the present, and choosing love in that moment. We focus, react, and choose love. All of us, we are here together in this sacred and holy moment, a moment that will never be replicated. We will never have this exact number of people here together. All of you who are here, the ones who are watching virtually, it will never be this exact moment again in the future. With us and who we are and what we bring today, we give thanks for this present moment, this moment which is sacred and holy and connects with our own inner divine light and the light which binds all of us here together. In this moment, we focus, react, and choose love. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Thank you, Anne. Very stirring. Now let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are the keepers of the dream. This month we will be sharing our offering plate with beloved Asheville. Beloved Asheville is a trusted, grassroots, and equity-focused organization. With over 15 years of experience in movement building and advocacy for human rights, the organization's success is credited to the ability to build relationships, create vision change, and generate community-led momentum for collective action. Beloved Asheville's vision is to cultivate a caring community where every individual, regardless of race, ethnicity, or social economic status, experiences the essence of belonging, wellness, fairness, and potential. We ask that you place your gifts in the baskets as they make their way around the room, and you are always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. This morning's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for all these generous gifts which help us choose love each and every day. I invite you now to rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn. It's found in the gray hymnal, number 6, Just As Long as I Have Breath.
Yes,
Before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many people who've helped make our service possible today. I also ask if you can take your hymnals and leave them on the cart near the piano. That will be a big help. Now, as we do each Sunday, in the spirit of light and love, let us give thanks, either in our hearts with words for others to hear, for the things for which we are grateful today.
I'm grateful that I got to be with my sister's whole family, most of my family, and I'm very glad that I have this family.
Wonderful. Gail is grateful she got to be with her sister's family, and is also grateful, as I know so many of us are, for this family here.
Well, we're grateful because we could see our California family recently.
Great. Pam and Jeff got to see their California family recently.
I'm grateful for so much love in this place. Love that surrounds us all.
Grateful for so much love in this place and love which surrounds us all.
I'm grateful for all the volunteers at the church.
Yes, grateful for all the we have so many wonderful volunteers here, and so grateful for that. Yes, yes, and you can always join us. There's lots of ways you can help share your time. So, well, we give thanks for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. I also invite you to please remember, speaking of volunteering and some time and talents, we are doing our Deck the Halls immediately after the service. We'll have some fellowship time, and the membership team has all the supplies put together, and Madia also has some activities for any children who are here. So we invite you to stay, and if you only stay for a few minutes, please stay and help join that fun as we get the sanctuary decorated for this season. So receive now this blessing. Let us go forth, always present to ourselves and to our inner divine light, wherever our steps may carry us. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. Now, for our closing song, we form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like to, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.